my listing inventory is up more than it's ever been. Like I'm carrying more listings than I've ever carried in my career.
Yeah.
And a lot of them had a meeting this morning to drop the price on one. Went to go see another seller today. Told them like hard truths. The listings that I put up this week, which I'm putting up 3 or 4 a week maybe right now,
Mhm.
are all like priced well below what any of the last sales have been.
This episode of the Under the Table podcast is brought to you by Shrubs.me, your all-in-one digital hub. Share files, links, videos, and more from one beautiful customizable page. Picture a cross between Dropbox, Linktree, and Patreon. Get your free account with 2.5 gigabytes of cloud storage today at Shrubs.me. Well, it's recording, but hopefully Aiden will, at the very most, just chop that up into
Get
something.
rid of all the bad stuff. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Don't let this out.
Especially the word testicles.
Well, that part I would suggest keeping in.
No, Aiden, you can't say that word on this kind of show. All right.
I think it
This
should
kind of
be
show, you
the
can say
first word.
balls or you can say sack, but you
Yeah.
can't say
Not
testicles.
say testicles.
Doesn't fit our image.
Yeah, so we're all going to protest TK. Everybody spam testicles in the comments.
So did you hear about the guy who got charged 5-time repeat offender for impaired driving, charged in Brampton crash that left 21-year-old critically injured? Okay.
5-time offender, meaning they were
Yeah.
charged and convicted 5 times, or just
Yeah.
charged?
Kashul Kasaram, 58 years old.
Sounds like he was born in Canada.
Charged with impaired
this?
driving, causing bodily harm. Hey, you never know. You never know.
Never know.
Driving with excess blood alcohol and 3 counts of driving while prohibited. Now, this guy, 5-time repeat offender, he was also on 3 separate lifetime driving prohibitions at the time of the collision.
Like this guy's driving a semi truck, or he's just
It's
driving
a car. By the looks of
a
it,
car.
though, there's like a big van in the ditch.
How do you get caught
I
so
don't
many
know.
times? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I think maybe the guy is an alcoholic.
Well, I know plenty of people that I would consider alcoholics, and I've left many a dinner thinking maybe that guy should really consider another way home. But they don't get caught.
Well, let's not like try to tell people that that's the right way to do it. You shouldn't drink
I'm just
and drive.
saying, what's
but more
wrong
importantly,
with this guy?
if you're at this point in your life, like you definitely know you shouldn't drink and drive. So that tells me you don't really have much control over your drinking.
Sure.
Never mind your driving.
Your driving,
your drinking has probably
too,
got something that needs to be adjusted. So hopefully he finds help, because that guy needs a lot of it. That's for sure. 3 times suspension, or like he's already on 3 counts. That's his 5th one.
But like, not only
Lifetime
is he
bans?
bad at drinking, like in life, the guy can't even, like, who gets caught so much? Honestly, like that's a real fuck up to you.
And what's the point of the lifetime ban, really? Like if somebody is not gonna listen to the rules,
we're gonna
the
ban
lifetime
you for
ban,
life.
I don't think really impacts his decision. And these people clearly aren't willing to follow the rules. You're better off just put him in jail. Like that's really what it is. If you get caught drinking and driving,
is he
twice?
Is he a Canadian citizen?
That should be a really strict penalty. I mean, that you need to go to like rehab and get fixed up there, and then if you could show a certain amount of time, you can go drinking again. But
if you're not a citizen, you should be deported so that we don't have to waste tax dollars on all of that.
Well, just because his name, listen, Darryl Frankfort, some people might think is a German guy.
Sorry for interrupting the podcast, but actually about 50% of you watching this podcast right now are not subscribed to the channel. So if you could just take a few seconds to do that, it helps us out a ton. And we thank you for your support. Now back to the guys.
I'm not making a statement. I'm asking a question. Is the guy a citizen?
It's about immigration with you and race and names.
Listen,
that could be somebody's
The honest
son.
to God truth is that the immigration policy of the last decade has destroyed the very fabric of this country.
When they named Kushal Kasaram,
yeah,
they were sitting in their home in Etobicoke, about 58 years. So, roughly.
He's a 58-year-old guy?
1972, right? And so
he's a citizen.
1962. 1962.
70-something it has to be 50 years from.
72. I was right the first time.
Yeah.
So you're sitting in there.
You said 58 though.
Yeah, he's 58. But I'm saying in 1972, when he was born in Canada, They were sitting in their home in a Tobaco
Tobacco?
call,
I think the
and they were like,
math
"Should
is
we
wrong
name him?
too.
Should we name him, Mike or Sam or Peter?" And then the father was like, "No, my grandfather's name was Koshal, and so they named him Koshal, so he could be Canadian, Daryl."
Well, you're
I mean,
saying,
your story makes more sense than mine, but
well,
I'm
I'm
just
just
saying.
saying, like, it's a layer. Like, there's been multiple stories of truck drivers that are new to the country that really haven't had much driving experience, really fucking up a lot of trucks and people in the process. And,
Okay.
you know, people don't like that, especially when they're unemployed because that guy has a job instead of them. And they've been doing it for,
Yeah.
20, 30 years and they know how to do it right. And
It's the
they don't,
foreigners. The foreigners are the ones who ruin everything. That's those type of
well,
people.
I didn't want to say that,
But
TK,
that's
but
the no,
since you're
that's
so
the rhetoric.
brazen,
Those are the people who say those things. They're going off all the time on the foreigners, right? But
they're taking our jobs.
mhm,
They're
it's
taking
all
our
good.
jobs. Right?
It's
But
all
they
good.
are. But it's okay because soon the AIs will take their jobs and everybody can be unemployed together.
There you go.
It's
We
happening.
we can all blame the AIs at that point.
It's happening. We got cyber cabs like Tesla, robo taxis out there on the
They're out
streets.
there. They're taking people from A to B, you
They
know?
do have a guy in them though. They're not it's not just this empty car that shows up and takes you. It's a car with a guy in the front seat, not the driver's seat, that comes and takes you and God forbid something happens. That guy's got a little button on the door that, disengages the car. So it
Yeah,
seems a little scamish to me. It's like when they came out with those Tesla robots and it was really just people like, talking for the robot in some other room with VR goggles and controllers. I feel like
sure.
we're being scammed. But anyways, how'd we get onto that?
I don't know. But
I
like,
don't
but
know
that's,
what's going
quite the
on.
topic.
It's a good topic. Oh, right,
That's quite
because
the
AI
topic.
is replacing jobs. I seem to keep coming back to this over and over. But I mean, if you're a truck driver and you think you have a job for, I don't know, the next decade, you gotta be on some kind of crazy drugs. Because why would they hire a human? Why would they?
Hmm.
Why, like most truckers now, even they own their own truck and they're like subbed out by the bigger company, the logistics companies, right? So it's like, why would you hire some dude with his own truck who's going to charge you a bloody fortune and can only work, these guys work pretty
12 hours a
long
day,
hours, whatever it is.
whatever the number is. Yeah.
Like instead of a truck that you own and drives forever
Yeah.
on its own, doesn't bitch,
Right.
doesn't
Yeah.
piss, right?
You just
Doesn't
slap them
eat,
on the butt and say, "All right, skipper,
right?
yeah, bring it out to the Yukon and let me know when you're done and come back with the other load and stop it here and there." That's the future. But for now, robot taxis with people in them and robots
That's
that are
where we're
being
at.
controlled by people in a room nearby is where we're at. And you know what? Elon's got a lot of stock pressure and stuff like that too. So there's a lot of things that he's gonna do in order, like going to Mars. We're going to Mars, Daryl.
Yeah.
Did you hear?
Yeah. Can you
We're
believe it? We
we're
can't get
going
to the
to
moon again
we're
because
going
that
to
doesn't make
Mars.
sense.
I don't even think we went to the moon.
I don't think we went to the moon either. Can
No.
we talk about that?
No, let's do a couple of real estate things here first before we
And
lose people.
then,
All right. Yeah,
fine,
and then we'll come back to the moon.
fine.
All right, all right.
What's
What's
real
going
estate?
on?
I
So
don't
we
even
got we
know what's
got
going on.
June numbers out, and it's just like down across the board. Even detached houses down like 5-6% year over year. Tons of inventory coming up. Every neighborhood I'm going into, I'm at the point now where I'm just
Oh,
walking into houses, and I'm just like, I'm just so like cold when I tell people the truth. Like I
mm,
just have no room for like them to tell me that they want to try it at a higher price. Like it's not gonna work. It's
yeah,
not gonna sell. I
yeah,
guarantee you, if you're not the best priced house in the neighborhood, the next one to sell will not be yours.
yeah,
And if you wait for the second or the third guy, it'll be less money than the first guy.
yeah.
So you might as well be the next guy to sell, because no matter what price you sell at, right,
So, but what about
it's
those
gonna keep
people?
on going down.
So, but what happens when clearly they're in trouble and clearly they don't want to be in more trouble than, they kind of think they have to be. They want to
Yeah.
break even at the very least, you know?
I got people
What
who are just trying to pay off the mortgages, the debts they got. It's really sad. It's I got
but
some
that's what I'm
really
saying.
tough situations that I don't want to say I can't help these people, but it's like they feel
But
like
what
it's a
happens
helpless
to them?
situation.
They just get blown away later? Is this what
Well,
happens?
some of them have got power sales in proceedings, so we're working on that. I just had a lawyer call me right now that I missed the call, calling back afterwards. That was a power sale that I lost at the beginning of the year, and now he's trying to get it back. And we're gonna like list it before the bank lists it and try to beat them because he represents the second mortgagee and he's got the right to take it power sale as well, which he's got. And now we're just trying to be able to get access to the property so that we can sell it and get people in there. So we'll see what that's going to entail. But it's like that's what we're doing. We're racing against the big. Who can sell the power sale first?
Right. So
You
it's
know,
like this race to the bottom. Is this the race to the bottom? Is this the what people talk about? Like I heard, I don't know who I was listening to, but they were
when
like,
they say race to the bottom means like you're undercutting your competitors to basically get to like
to not be
you're
undercut, to not be the one
you're
who
out of
gets
the
undercut.
market. No, like you're not in business anymore. You know what I mean? So I don't really
No,
look at it as race to the bottom. I don't like to use that term, I guess, because it doesn't necessarily sound appealing.
no, but when
You're
you
gonna tell your
say
sellers, we gotta beat your neighbors to the bottom of this.
no, but when you say that,
What?
if you're not the best priced house in the area, you're not going
Yeah,
to be the next one that's sold.
it's true.
The race to the bottom is
It's a reverse
being
race.
the next one sold
Yes.
by undercutting
Last
everyone
place gets to the
else,
bottom.
right?
Yeah.
But you're the way the strategy is to be the cheapest, right? Or by far be the best thing, and there's not even a comparison or
You need to sell
competition.
now before your neighbors sell for less later. And so
Or now.
if you end up getting at least the money that you're supposed to get in this market right now, that will be more money than if you wait and you find out later on that your neighbors have sold it for less. So I had a condo sale that just fell apart. That was a stinger,
Is
you
that the
know.
one that you were hoping didn't fall apart the other day?
Well, I always hope that they don't fall apart,
No,
but
but
yeah,
there was
that
one you
one.
were talking about
Yeah, that
specifically.
one there was sold conditional and it fell apart. Couldn't get his financing.
Fuck.
It had all the red flags. I mean, the guy was getting a co-signer and all that kind of stuff, but they reassured me. Then they asked for an extension, and they're like, "It's as good as done." And I'm like, oh, "Okay." So
Mhm.
it wasn't as good as done. As good as done basically means the same as I have no idea if it's going to get done or not when there's a condition. It's really those words. You might as well just say that to people,
Right.
right?
Right.
And now, I mean, I'm at my like
But
peak
you knew it.
listing.
You felt it anyways
Yeah,
already.
I had the bad heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
My listing inventory is up more than it's ever been. I'm carrying more listings than I've ever carried in my career.
Yeah.
And a lot of them. I had a meeting this morning to drop the price on one. Went to go see another seller today. Told them like hard truths. The listings that I put up this week, which I'm putting up 3 or 4 a week maybe right now,
Mhm.
are all like priced well below what any of the last sales have been. So it's kind of like I'm learning, like, okay, don't even have any type of expectations that things are going to be sold for more than what like the data showed from last month's or even close to what it was last month. Like, it's like whole new data. It's like it doesn't exist yet. You'll see those prices and you want to price near them because that's the last sale on the street of the same house, but that sale's gone now. It's over. And now it's down here. So you're pricing at a point where the feeling you have as an agent is like, well, man, this feels low. And the sellers are like, this is crazy. I'm never going to sell for that price. You're nuts. But it turns out once you get it on the market and like you're not getting any offers after a couple weeks, they're going like, well, yeah, like I guess we'd be willing to take da 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 da. Like I guess if we got an offer maybe around here, we'd be willing to take. Like
So
you're still not even low enough.
this episode of the Under the Table podcast is brought to you by Shrubs.me, your all-in-one digital hub. Share files, links, videos, and more from one beautiful customizable page. Picture a cross between Dropbox, Linktree, and Patreon. Get your free account with 2.5 gigabytes of cloud storage today at Shrubs.me. So how many of the people you deal with don't actually have to sell? They're just like, you know what? Like it's time kind of we're thinking about selling, and if we could get this price, we'd be in. And you
Not
think
not
that their
not
price
many,
is
but I mean,
reasonable.
I'm not dealing with those people.
You're not dealing with any of those people.
I'm not saying if any, maybe I got like 1 or 2 listings that I took on a while back that would might fall into that category, but like right now I wouldn't be taking on that listing.
No, but so right now, people that are selling, they have to sell. Like
They're not
all
have
of
to
them.
sell. No,
This
not
is what
have
I'm
to.
trying to get
No,
at.
it's
Is
not.
like,
It's not a I must sell or else I'm desperate. But like they have very strong reasons to sell. And I got lots of people financially secure who are selling right now, but they
what?
are,
Why?
you know,
Why?
financially secure.
Yeah, if they're financially secure, why are they selling in
It's
this
just time.
fucking?
They're at retirement age. They're
So
they're they're
this is what
moving
I'm
to another
saying.
property. They're
But
financially secure. They're not forced up against the wall like, oh my God, I gotta sell. They could
but
keep it and even rent it out
this
because
is
of
what I'm asking. What
yeah.
percentage of the buyer of the sellers are those kind of scenarios where it's like if we don't sell, it doesn't really fucking matter. And then it's like, where are they reasonable? Like, are they pricing it reasonably, the people in that situation?
Mm. No, like nobody wants to price it reasonable right now. So the only way you're going to be able to get the sellers to understand is if that they have some sort of they have to have trust in you. Like they have to have the trust that you are looking out for their best interest. And that if they don't have that trust with you, they're going to list it with some other agent. And I'm dealing with those people now who are coming to me after 3 months on the market with the other agent. And they're saying, like, oh, this guy can't get the job done. And there's no showings. And like they're giving me all the excuses and stuff like that. But that being said, if I'm the first agent in the door, like I need to have a lot of trust. If the clients don't trust me, then they're going to think that they're going to undersell the property. They think that we're just giving it away or whatever. Because what the price is, nobody's like happy with. Nobody's like, oh yeah, that's what I thought. If your seller tells you and you're like, yeah, I want to list it for 1 million, and they're like, yeah, that's what I thought we should list it for, you're overpriced. You you're about
Oh,
to walk into an overpriced listing because the seller should not agree with the list price that you were going to come up with as far as
no,
what
but
it's
I would
worth.
think that if you came up to like a couple, like you're saying, and that
Yeah.
it's time to sell, and I mean, those you have to be reasonable. But those are the
You'd
people
think
that
so. You'd think everyone would have to be reasonable, but the issue is prices are now come down so much that even the agents don't know. Like we're looking around and we're kind of going like, yeah, the last one sold. So I got one and that's listed for 1-1 right now. The last sale was 1,120,000, which I thought was a more dated house. I didn't see it, but I looked at it. But the listing agent who also showed my property was like, yeah, our house was more dated, but it was really clean and stuff, and ours isn't that clean. It needs more repairs, but maybe has more updates. So I'm like, geez, so like even at 1-1 is just not enough. It's not enough, you know, because that was then and this is now. So you're just trying to navigate the market the way it is and just trying to guide people and figure out um, what their goals are. But everybody right now who I'm closing on, right? So I had a lot of closings lately from deals I did earlier in the year. And they're all thrilled. They freaking love me, those guys. I'm telling you. After closing, they're telling me how great a job I did. They're gonna refer me and that to keep me on their newsletter list and that they're so happy they got out when they did. Condos, houses, big houses, small houses. They are all thrilled. They are all thrilled. They are jumping for joy. I'm getting so many messages from people. Wow, like I can't believe it did. Like they're so happy. It's like back in the day when they got the offer dates when people were getting 500,000 over asking, but these people were getting like whatever less money than they could have got a year or two earlier, but more money than they would get now. And so it's called delayed gratification, and that is something that I have to explain to the clients that is what's going to happen if you think that you're going to be excited to accept the offer and buy me dinner that night. You're wrong. But 3 months from now, you'll be inviting me over for dinner because you'll be happy with the result you made because of the way the market's going.
so speaking of the market and what's selling and what's not selling, you said a word in that last little monologue of yours there.
Thank you.
Uh, you said condos, and I don't know if you can let me finish this thought, but if you do, TK, we should discuss. Yeah, just meditate on my voice, TK. Take a breath, close
So
your
smooth,
eyes.
so smooth and
Okay.
peaceful.
And now try not to think about yourself while I'm talking and your eyes are
Okay.
closed. So, TK, 42 condo units sold in the GTA.
New,
42, TK. You can't
but
just shrug 42 new condos sold.
but it was new condos, not resale condos.
It doesn't matter, TK. The
42
whole
is probably too many. Who the hell bought those 42? That's what I want to know.
100 million%. And there's no chance that those things are getting built and that those units are actually sold.
Right?
But the point is, TK, is that we
Yeah.
went from how many, like not even in the heyday, just in like the normal day, like the normal days, okay, was thousands a month, TK.
Mhm.
We how many people are there in the GTA? Like 8 million people, and we have a flood of people coming in daily. Like technically, I think we should need 42 new homes a day in Toronto. Like just, if you have,
More.
I don't know, like
Mm.
if the idea is that you have enough housing for the people you have, or you're bursting at the seams, then you think as you bring in more people, you'd need more housing. But that's proven to be somehow not factual.
When everybody's got 3 or 4 houses, right? It's
Well,
not as right
that's true. Or
necessary.
10. But
Yeah.
okay, but 42 is like because forget about today, TK. Let's not stay grounded in today when we're thinking, because it's very selfish thinking just today. What happens when we haven't built things for a few years because no launches have been successful? What happens in 2027, 2028, when all of this bullshit's been absorbed and disappeared and everybody's looking around going like, um, oh shit, we should have fucking figured out how to build over the last few years, because now we're really fucked, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, you think you saved some money in the last couple of years because all this inventory. Well, wait till there's none, like none, right? What the hell? 42. That's beyond crisis level. That's crazy. And then your question is brilliant. Like, who the fuck bought those 42 and
Wonder
what
what the
were,
cooperating brokerage commission was on those ones.
right?
Yeah.
19%
Yeah.
co-op. Oh my God.
Right?
But seriously, what
Getting a really good deal on a pre-con right now. You
is
guys want in?
is there 42 end users that have found a project that makes sense to them
They're probably
somewhere?
inventory. They're probably inventory sales.
And they're probably inventory
Right?
sales, which
So
makes that
somebody's
even
shopping
worse.
around, they're on the MLS, the builder's marketing them, and somebody shopped around and the builder's got to sell. So they're like getting it at the right price, which is easy to find out what that right price is if you look
Not
around.
even on the MLS. It could just be sold out of inventory
I'm just saying,
finally.
like
But
that's a
that's
process that counts towards those as opposed to what we're used to in the pre-construction market.
well, 42 out of inventory is, I don't know if that's better
Shite.
or worse. Well, I
Shite.
mean, but they need to get absorbed. Like somebody has to buy. There's how many tens of thousands of them just kicking around right now. So like
Nobody's
42 doesn't
buying.
make a dent in nothing, whether they're
Nobody's
new.
buying. Nobody's
This is
buying. I got showings
crazy.
though, so I'm getting things at the right price now. I'm below where they were before. I'm getting showings. I got people in. I got
Yeah,
offer
but
dates again.
hold on a sec. Hold on. Forget it. Forget about you for a second. Listen to me. TK,
Okay. Yeah.
pre-construction market, the construction economy is what drives the whole goddamn thing, bro. If that thing is stalled out for years, we're all fucking doomed,
Why?
because the driver, the engine of the economy is stalled.
No
You're
way.
not building, you're not
Construction's big.
appraising, you're
I was
not
talking to a couple guys. They're doing
consulting.
lots of public projects and hospitals and community centers and different things all over the place. There's lots of that
It's
public
one
space
guy.
going on. No, there's lots of public work that's gonna be done, commercial work, that kind of stuff.
To make up for 200 cranes?
Listen, that market was a bubble, okay? And that there's a whole bunch of guys who need to go back to wherever they came from and start laying tiles and hardwood there again.
It's a
Okay?
big percentage though. It's a huge percentage. It's
I know,
gonna
I know.
it's a
But it
bad,
doesn't, I
bad,
don't
bad.
think it's the doom and gloom for the economy. Um,
What's
like
gonna pick
things
up
like
the
the
slack?
like things that the tariffs are gonna bring on. You know what I mean? Like that's gonna be big. We're talking about pipelines. We got a lot of support
Talking.
now from all of the provinces saying, yeah, we think. Now here's the thing.
How
We
long
think
does it take to make a pipeline?
we think pipelines should go from coast to coast. The
Yeah.
whole country, I think, based on the polls lately, has shown that we think pipelines should go from coast to coast.
Oh,
Now,
no, 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 je ne pense
not
pas. Non,
no
pas
no.
ici, pas ici.
The only issue is nobody has said I'm happy for them to go through my property.
Yeah,
You
in
know,
Quebec,
nobody has
especially.
said yes. You should build pipelines and they should go through my backyard so that everybody here, can benefit from it.
Royalties,
Not going to happen.
royalties.
Everyone's always going to say not in my backyard, right?
We need a pipeline that's going down the 401, for God's sakes, across the whole land.
But you
But
got Kushal drinking and driving every freaking month. He's
yeah,
going to
let
crash
him
into
take
that
some
sucker. You can't
oil.
put it on the 401.
What do you mean? That guy should be driving the whole train. Give that guy a train. He wants to drive. He just
You
needs
need to give
a
him a boat
track.
in a
He just
lake
needs a
with no
track
other
to stay
boats.
on, right? He
Okay.
doesn't he does if he's on a train, he doesn't even need to be awake, for God's sakes, all the time, right? He just has to
This
every
is a
once in a
better,
while.
much better reason for the robo taxis.
If they didn't have the guy, well, look, this is
Listen,
actually
it's not
perfect.
there yet, but the average cost was like $4.
They should have
It
the
was
homeless
cheap.
drunk guys sitting in those Tesla robotaxis to press the emergency button,
Yeah,
clean up the streets.
that would be the new. Yeah,
You got some tech nerd that's probably making 150 grand a year sitting in that car pressing a button
he's
every
making 350. Are you kidding me?
350 working in.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
Well, maybe there, have you seen the floods out there in Texas? I mean, maybe there is no
You're
Tesla
always talking
anymore.
about floods. You're always.
Do you not see this stuff? It is insane what is happening in the state of Texas. And I don't remember where else, but there's a few places right now all over the world that are flooding like biblical level floods.
Yeah,
Biblical level, like
yeah,
rivers rising 30 feet in the matter of an hour. Like this is not even normal stuff. This is like somebody's fucking around with the weather kind of stuff.
yeah.
I guess we're not going there yet. Did we talk about enough real estate to talk about not really going to the moon, or are we going to wait a little
Okay,
bit
let's go back to
longer?
the moon. Let's go back to the moon.
Well,
Oh
hold
no,
on a
Mars,
sec, though.
Mars, Mars.
Well, Mars leads to moon. Okay, we talked about 42 sold. I do have one more real estate thing that we definitely should talk about because it's from a very, very good source and it's very important information.
Okay,
So I met with a good lawyer friend of ours the other day for breakfast, and he told me that he feels like we could be really close to the bottom, TK, like really
okay,
close to the bottom. And what he said to me was intriguing. And I'm not advocating that I actually agree with this sentiment. Okay. I
okay,
actually don't agree with it. I hope he's right, but I don't think he is. But this is the line of thinking that I'd like out there.
okay.
So he said that Main Street or the normal media is now talking about everything that he's been seeing, right? Like the media story has now caught up to what's actually happening. And he says, up until now, that really hasn't been the case because, he's been out there pumping doom and gloom for a long time and lawsuits and craziness and all kinds of problems. And now he's saying like everybody's talking about it, which
Yeah.
opens up this clearing for the bottom to appear. I'd like your thoughts on that, TK.
Listen, all I know is that nobody really knows when the bottom is gonna be
Not
here, or when
this
the top is gonna
answer.
be
No,
here, or
not the
anything like
training
that.
manual answer. The
That's
real
just the way it
answer.
goes,
What do you
and
think?
there's nobody that
Oh
is
my
gonna
God.
predict it to any type of degree whatsoever.
No,
Okay,
but is
unless they
that
just keep saying
something?
the same thing over again every single month, and eventually they'll be right.
No, but is that something that is in fact the case? Is the fact that the narrative is now out there and the one that's being discussed that there's blood on the streets and that things are not as good as they appear and people are taking big
No,
hits right
I read an
now.
article this morning that says that 50% of Canadians are thinking about selling in the next 2 years.
50% of Canadians
What
are
does that mean?
thinking
I don't
about
know.
selling it in the
But
next
this
two
is
years.
this is what
Okay.
people are talking about. And if everybody decides to sell, Daryl,
Hmm.
who's buying?
Well, I would think about selling. I would think about selling, thinking
Listen,
about selling.
everybody
I'd consider thinking about selling.
everybody's got, their ideas and their opinions and all that kind of stuff. Everyone wants to sell for more money. Everybody wants to get a good deal. Everybody wants to, know that they're the genius in real estate, the way it is. At the end of the day, all you can do is look at your personal situation at the time, right? When you're ready to buy or sell, and assess the market the best you can and make the decision based on those facts. I mean, it could be the worst market we've ever seen, and then all of a sudden you buy and it turns around, the next day. Are you a real estate agent and you're looking to make a change? Anywhere in Ontario, guess what? We're hiring. Frankly and Associates, #1 team in the GTA for all REMAX teams, #1 team for all teams from all companies for number of units sold throughout Toronto. So if you're looking to make a change, best decision I ever made was to join Frankly and Associates. Go to jointeamleo.com and we can set up a call. Right?
And it turns around the next day.
Yeah.
And so you're a genius.
You're a genius, and everyone tells you it's the wrong time. It could be the worst time to buy. You buy thinking it's going to turn around the next day and it drops down another 20%. Who's to say anybody's right? So bottom line is, if you're trying to play the market, don't, because nobody wins. So just find a way to make it work. I'm doing a condo renovation right now. I'm picking out some tiles and doing those type of things, trying to figure out, how to make it look nice. Contractors are busy. They're not too busy where they can't come and see me because I'm calling guys I know, but definitely they're busy. And it's not easy to get them to come when you want. You got to wait a week here, wait 2 weeks there. It's definitely tricky. I just ordered something from the States. I ordered a part because I'm like, I know what I'm doing, right, Darryl? Because I do these renovations all the time, which is sarcasm. And so I ordered a part for the States thinking, hey, I'm gonna buy the best of the best for this part, so that way it's really good, And I paid like 4 or 5 times what I would have paid at Home Depot in US dollars. So do the math on that, right? Well, guess what? Coming across the border, slap me with another $300 worth of duty.
Oh no.
Duty tax.
I hate getting slapped with
courier's
duty.
tax, whatever it was.
Yikes.
And so now I got an extra, basically I would say I conservatively paid 8 times what I would have paid at Home Depot.
Smart.
To get a better product.
Smart.
And it definitely does not feel smart at all.
No,
so these things better
brilliant.
be as good as people say they are. So,
well, I think that had nothing to do with what I asked you, but that's okay. That's okay. So no bottom in sight then, from your perspective.
Contractors are busy. There's people with money. That's what I was trying to connect there.
Okay, well that's good. So
can we go back to Mars now?
No, hold on a sec. I want to just talk about this one other real estate thing. Okay. So I made this post, on LinkedIn, and it was kind of interesting. Do you remember that? Remember I had that deal tied up before Forest Hill, and I worked on it for a long time, and buddy
down in
what's it? Dufferin and
King West.
There?
Yeah.
Parkdale. Yeah. So and then buddy tried to pull a fast one on me, and it was like a whole thing, right? Which thank God they tried to fuck me, because it opened up the door for Forest Hill. But regardless, so I put this little post out, on LinkedIn, just saying I've never seen so many garbage sites come up before, and that buyers and sellers are just so far apart on the pricing, and that's why they're garbage, because everything's so overpriced, right? It was 2 sentences saying I've never seen so many bad deals come across my desk in my life. And so that guy that tried to pull the fast one, not the guy you're thinking, the guy that owned the company, that was gonna be my partner, he puts this post out saying this whole thing about it's not bad deals, and that maybe I'm just getting all the leftover stuff out there, and the big guys are taking the good deals right now, right? So I mean, right? So just on top of the whole background, I'm you son of a bitch. First of all, you're just a dummy. Okay, because if you look at this guy's sites, they're all the worst sites. Yeah,
he's not getting the good ones either. Then
no, he's just buying anything to justify fees that justify his salary. Okay, really, because if he actually, the problem is he does know, because I know he watches me like a hawk, and he knows I've got the best deals in the world right now, and he's just sitting there on these fucked up sites that he will never be able to do anything with in the current environment. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting that like somebody would just take, like, he wrote a whole book about this goddamn thing. Anyways, I wanted to get it out there because fuck you, buddy. Fuck you, and fuck you. And I just wanted to get that out there since,
Another
we were
person on Daryl's
right.
list, if
Another
anybody's
person.
listening,
I got a
there's another
list, man.
person on Daryl's list that he
Well,
has
you know
at
what?
home on the wall
It
of
turns
people that
out
he wants to.
it turns out that this show has a decent reach and that people generally get my drift if I send it. And so I want to
Yeah.
send it to this motherfucker because you know what? It's one thing to like throw a bomb at somebody publicly, but like you better fucking be right if you're going to do it. And then if you're going to do it, you better know who you're doing it with, TK.
Doing it
That's,
too.
well, I suppose too, but it
Mm,
becomes with because now it's a dance. Now it's
mm,
a party.
mm.
Now I'm like in TK.
All
Anyways,
right. All right. All right.
but like it's just
If you want to come on our
crazier.
show and to publicly declare any of your personal
Oh,
vendettas,
we got to
please email
email.
us
We got to
at
email TK.
under the table personal vendetta shoutouts at gmail.com.
We
Thank
got
you.
an email today from
Yeah.
somebody who's asked us to take down an episode that talks about them specifically. We need to talk about that after for sure.
Cool.
But yeah, this is cool. Like, we got to decide how we want to deal with this. Although I
Yeah.
do kind of feel from the email address that maybe it's somebody fucking with me, but
Okay.
they sent it into like our main account and they're like, you're kind of making me look really bad and things are bad enough for me already. Do you think you can take this down? And it's basically, I think, saying like, if you don't,
Mm.
there's going to be some trouble.
Okay.
But that's exciting stuff, TK. This is what it's all about. Just
Okay.
no, anyways. But we got to talk about that after the show for sure.
Okay.
Not now. Not on the
Okay.
show while everybody's
can't.
listening. We can't
Okay.
do that. And people
Guys,
can't guess who this
we're
is.
there's no guessing. We don't have an episode that needs to be
Giant.
removed,
Yeah.
and nobody emailed us.
Nobody emailed us about,
Yes. Don't
know,
worry about it. We keep it clean here. We've only
Well-
had to remove one episode for the same exact reason once in
Once.
5 years of us doing the show.
that was the different scenario. That was
Yeah.
you were scared because it was like maybe
No, they
a
contacted
little,
me and asked me to remove it.
with like a lawyer,
In this case,
not the lady. No, that
No,
case,
it was the lady.
lawyer. No, oh, it was the
no, it was
lady.
the lady. It was the person.
Oh, so why did we take it
Exact
down?
same situation.
That was dumb. We should have kept it.
We were sensitive to her situation.
We were sensitive to her.
We were early
situation.
on in that time. That was
That was
really early on.
Yeah, we were.
So me and
afraid.
Darryl
We
both
weren't so
show
powerful.
up. Okay, we're recording Sunday mornings at that time, and then you posted it later that day, or Saturday mornings, and then the next day, or what was it?
Sunday morning. No, it would have been. Oh yeah,
We
maybe
recorded
Sunday
Saturday
morning.
or
We were
Sunday
out at
morning, and
4
then-
o'clock. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Sunday
Okay.
morning.
So we record Sunday mornings. We're posting it later on that day, and Darryl gets on there, and he's like, "This is like, okay, so 5 years ago is 2020, 2021 maybe."
It was early.
Okay. So I'm starting to tell Darryl about this property. And Daryl's like, no, first, let me tell you about this great deal I got. And so he's at a dinner party. He's telling me
yeah.
about how his friend told him about a property and how he went there the next day and the next morning and that he saw the lady and he saw the house and he's going to get it. He's going to buy it and there's this great deal and all this kind of stuff. And he describes it all to the T. And I'm like, that's the same property that I am looking into as well that we're going to get for a really good deal. And then we're going to do all this kind of stuff. Right. So then we just start like basically talking trash
Total
about the
shit,
property. Like this property sucks and this person's an idiot. And I can't believe they tried to do this and that. And honestly, at that point in time, we hadn't really taken off too much, but that episode took off and everybody saw it.
Here we got.
And now the whole city turned out had been notified about this person's property and that how they were in like dire straits trying to sell it because they're contacting every agent, and
Everybody.
YouTube, Tom, Dick, and Harry. And so she didn't appreciate that.
No,
And she said, you guys made my property like less saleable. And we thought about it and we thought, you know what? Like, we're not trying to hurt her. We're just like
No.
having fun here on our podcast. Like, we didn't want to buy the property
we
anymore.
just
It was
didn't want to
garbage.
get sued. I think was really the
We
thing.
didn't know.
right?
We didn't want to hurt her chances of selling. At the end of the day, we're not here to hurt people's situations.
I think
So
it would be.
we dropped the
great-
episode.
It would be great for the show if we got sued by this guy.
Yeah, and we
would
actually
be-
could do the episode in court,
I would do live streams from
live stream in court from
Yeah.
from the panel from
This
the,
would be
the
good for the
testimony
show.
box.
I
Going
think
there
we
and
should
saying,
tell
"Hey,"
him to go fuck
the witness
himself.
box.
Yeah, I think the response to the email should be.
Anything that we've
Go fuck
recorded
yourself.
recently, yeah.
It's not that well. What's recent?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I mean, okay, 3 months, a
Let's celebrate
year.
this. Let's celebrate this. We'll talk about it after the show, but let's celebrate the fact that people are worried about the things we talk about on
Isn't
our
that
show because people
crazy?
are actually listening to it.
I
Yeah.
love
So
it.
let's
Yeah.
celebrate that.
I can't
All right. Can
listen
we
to the
talk
rest of
about
the shit
Mars
out
now
there.
and the moon and the scams? Like, what's
Well,
going on?
I don't want to. I mean, we can talk about Mars all you want, but I like the fact that you, of all people, said that you don't think we went to the moon. Because clearly, I'm a person who doesn't think
Yeah.
we went to the moon.
I never thought, I never, I always thought we went to the moon. But then recently,
What happened? What'd you
I don't
see?
know. It
What'd you
just
hear?
seems very unlikely that we went to the moon. Like it just makes sense that they did that. I'm not like mad at it about it. I'm just
No,
like, yeah, that was like a smooth move by the US government to like, you know what I mean? Give the world
win
confidence
to
and
win.
win the Cold War and whatever. I
How
don't know. Like
crazy is that, though?
whatever their reasoning was, then yeah, I believe that hundreds of people would have kept that secret because they would have been killed or something like, it was like a patriotic thing or something.
But have you like actually dove into the
I didn't
topic at
dive into
all?
it, but I've seen the pictures and I've seen the evidence and like all the like um
But you're like
files have been deleted and
you're
like
making
there's
a statement. Hold on a
the
second. You're
math has
making a
been
statement
deleted.
like you
Yeah.
believe it, and then
Yeah.
you all the evidence
No,
you're
no, no.
bringing up,
I'm
you're
not
saying it's
saying
like crazy.
I'm
Like,
not saying I believe that they didn't go to the moon. What I'm saying is I'm no longer certain that they did. That's all I'm saying.
there's some doubt. So
There's doubt that we ever did. That's all I'm
there's
saying. So
doubt that they did.
Mars clearly looks like we're never going to it.
That's a long shot.
And it just looks like Elon's going to get like a lot of funding and publicity here. And I think that's what he's good at. So the
A lot of
robots are the same
funding to
thing. That's
go
what I was tying
nowhere.
this into. Yeah.
Hmm.
Right. And then the whole EV mandate stuff, like that's not going to happen anymore. And then robo taxis with people in the car driving them as well. Like all that stuff is just hype. So then that way it's very futuristic and that's what we want. And one day it's going to happen for sure. It's
Yeah.
just nowhere close yet. And he knows it. But that's how you get your stock price up. That's how you raise more money. And that's how you take over the world.
Okay. So that's it. That's the whole moon conversation. Just there. We're not
I'm
going to
happy to
dive in.
discuss it further. Sure. What do
Are
you
you
know?
happy? Well,
What do
I
you
don't
know?
know. I don't know anything. I just see things that kind of make a little bit of sense when I hear them or when I
Okay.
see them from other sources. And I mean, let's take, for example, TK. Have you seen the video footage of Stanley Kubrick? Do you know who Stanley Kubrick is?
Yes.
So Stanley Kubrick, the I guess defamed director, right, who was turned into a pedophile at some point and banished from the land. Did you see the video that he came out with where he basically said, I was paid to direct a fake moon landing movie?
No.
Well, that is a wonderful place to start because this is a very intriguing idea. And I don't know if you remember, but I've brought up a movie title a few times, Wag the Dog. I don't know if that rings any bells, but it's a wonderful movie with Dustin Hoffman and who else? I forget who else. I want to say Robert De Niro, but they make up a fake war, like they're news and they make a fake war to get like the media going in order to like pass a bill or something that they want to pass, right? And
Hmm.
so like there's all this manipulation and all this fraud and all this fakeness and all these great tricks that you can do with AI and camera work and all this kind of stuff. And so the story is, TK, is that they filmed it in like the desert and on like a soundstage with Stanley Kubrick. And like if you look at pictures of that moon lander, if you really look at pictures of the moon lander, you kind of wonder like what it looks like cardboard and aluminum foil. And like if you really look at one of these pictures of the moon lander, it's kind of a joke. Like it may have passed the sniff test in black and white back in the day when people were dumb and the TVs were this big and it was black and white. But now if you look at this shit, it's pretty weird. And
Hmm.
then you have like that buggy. How'd the buggy fit into the moon lander? How did they get it there? And I guess they just left the moon lander. But the biggest, craziest thing is
Uh-huh.
that they made a phone call from the president's office. And I don't know if you've tried to call, from downtown Toronto on a cell phone, but like it's a little sketchy, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit not great. And so I can just extrapolate that in the 1960s to make a phone call from the president's office to the moon may not
Based some
go
signal issues, you know?
right. Like it may not have gone as smoothly as the recording we saw.
Yeah.
And then you get all this footage of them actually filming on the stage. It's actually fairly compelling,
Yeah.
right? Is it true? Is it not true? I don't know. But I mean, in a world where, especially now, you can't tell what the fuck is going on for real. You don't know what's a real movie. You don't know if that Bigfoot and Yeti blog is real or if it's fake, right? You don't know if a girl online is real or if she's fake. I mean, some people do, but some people actually don't, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
I'd
how
say
do you
most of the stuff out there that are conspiracy theories of sorts don't hold a lot of truth to them. But
don't?
definitely the moon landing is something that I am going to look into, and
I
I have
think you
my
should look
doubts.
into that. I think we should talk about it again. I think you should go
Yeah.
do a little homework and we should have another
Let's.
discussion about this
Okay.
because it's something that everybody needs to really know the
What
answer to.
what about speeding cameras? So
What
there's
about
people right now too who are chopping down they're cutting down the speed automated cameras, the speeding tickets. You ever get one of those?
yes.
Isn't it insane? Guess how much I just got one for?
It's like 250 or something,
I
right?
got one for $230
Yeah.
because I guess wherever I was, it was a 30 and I was going 55.
I don't know about these things. And
Yeah.
I don't even know who
My
was
bad. I was in
driving.
East York. I was doing some work down there. I was going from house to house. I guess I drove through a school zone. I didn't notice it was a 30. It was 55. They sent me a $238 ticket or something like that.
Are you fighting it?
No, I'm going to pay it because I don't have time and I usually forget when the meeting is and then I end up having to pay it anyway. So, but like enough is enough already, guys. Speeding
So, but people are
cameras.
knocking them over?
So people are knocking them down,
I don't blame them.
you know? That's
Who
what
the
they're
hell
doing.
can afford that? Can you imagine? Like you're already paycheck to paycheck and like you go 15 or 20 over, like
Yeah.
something stupid like that. Now,
We all
now
know
you gotta,
15 over is okay,
God,
right?
if you're in a school zone, okay, and you
Yeah.
get hit at 35 or you
I was
get
doing
hit at
25 over. I deserve
55,
the ticket. Yeah.
well, whatever. I
I
mean,
deserve the
you're
ticket.
pretty fucked up if you're getting hit. If you're hitting a kid at either of those speeds,
Yeah.
chances are, I mean, obviously, I guess the slower
Kids don't do
speed
too
is
well against
better.
cars. Yeah.
Well, they're not designed to take that kind of a hit, but
Yeah.
um, there has to be a better way than charging somebody 250 from some robo camera. Like,
Yeah.
what if a really menacing looking guy got out and beat the crap out of you for going really fast
Yeah.
in a school zone?
Sure.
No, but for real. What if you
Yeah.
were like, I'm not even kidding. 200
Sure.
TK just pays the fucking ticket. He doesn't give a shit. He's wealthy, right?
I'm saying, like, how is that even going to work? Like, some guy's going
You
to be
remember
positioned on
Police
the road.
Academy? Do you remember Police Academy? You get like
Yeah.
high tower, right? You get high
Okay.
tower
So we
on the
we,
corner in the
we
school
got like
zone.
500 of those
Just standing
guys.
there going like this,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my God.
Every
Yeah.
couple of blocks, you got a high tower just going. Maybe it's a robot saying, like, hey, I'll beat the fucking shit out of you if you come through here at
But
31.
so what happens if you're like a little old lady? So a little 70-year-old woman, she
Just
wants to speed.
easier to beat up.
He's going to beat her up too.
Well, maybe she'll think twice.
Well, I'm sure she would, but maybe she's one of those ladies. Like some of these old ladies are really tough. They think they're invincible.
That's what they need the biggest
But
lesson.
what happens if he ends up beating her up and then something happens to her?
But this is the whole point is that you get beat up and something happens to you. And then you learn your lesson that way.
But she's like
TK.
a really hard-nosed European woman, you know, like
Then-
nothing's teaching her nothing.
Then you have 10
Her
seconds to
grandparents
comply.
went through the war.
You have 10 seconds to comply.
No.
Put down whatever you're doing. Stop
Yeah.
it, TK. Stop speeding. You have 10 seconds. No, 10
I should stop
seconds is
speeding.
enough time.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
It's not your fault because listen, the speed limits are stupid to begin with. They're
Imagine if they put one on the 407.
a speed limit.
Yeah.
So
I'm
you
driving-
complaining about the
Yeah.
407?
So I go to Oshawa the other day. I have to be there around rush hour, so I hit the 412 and I go north to the 407 off the 401 to be able to, go there and do time. What
You
happens
cover
when
a
I get
lot
to
of
the
ground.
407?
Yeah, gridlock.
What happens?
Gridlock.
gridlock because
Gridlock
East of
on the
Brock Road is free
407.
now.
This doesn't even make any goddamn sense.
It's just like the 401, but just more north.
More north.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
the whole
guess,
point of the 407 is you've got a pass to bypass everybody and say, haha, suckers, I'm paying $14 for this.
so how does this work exactly? Like, this is a taxpayer expense, I got to imagine, because,
No,
but it's not owned by us. It's owned by some
no,
pension fund in Sweden.
no, that's owned by the taxpayers. East of Brock Road
East of Brock Road on the 407 is owned by the
is
province?
owned by the province. Yeah.
Really? I didn't know
Yep.
that.
So they just took off the fees.
So they were making
So what's
fees
the
off of us before, those sons of
exactly?
bitches?
But what? But they should be making
Oh, they were
fees.
supposed to be already. The whole thing was a
Yeah,
pay
that's
rate.
how we pay for the whole entire highway. Now we just have another highway.
Now we just have another highway.
So what are they going to do? They're going to buy it off
But
of their
not in the
pension fund,
good part of the
and then they're
town.
gonna, and they're gonna give everybody that for free too. So then that we just have two highways that are, like, no matter
Yeah,
what, you're
that's
gonna be.
better. That's
No
better.
way,
What
no
do you mean?
way.
What are you, crazy?
The whole
What?
point is you have a highway that you pay for that can get you to places faster.
Yeah, you don't pay for it anymore. And now it's just like
It's just like the other one.
alleviates congestion.
Yeah.
No,
So
but we
what's the
need a
point?
little alleviation. Well,
Listen,
because now you got to make
it's
another pay
almost the
toll.
same. It's almost the same. A little reshuffling here, there. You're going the same space because now everybody's up there and maybe they got 10 feet in front of them instead of 6 feet and they're driving a little bit slower. In the end, you get there the same time.
I think if you take off 20% of the traffic, it probably makes a decent dent. I mean, we must have added like 100% of the cars in the last decade.
Oy, I don't know, Darryl. I don't know.
How
I'm
are we
just,
talking about highways and
I'm
traffic?
just
What is this fucking show about anymore? This
under the
is
table.
ridiculous.
Jesus, it's under the table.
What else did
So
I
what else
talk
is going
about?
on out there?
Oh, what about this? Tom Story kind of threw me for a
Who?
loop. Tom Story, remember that guy?
Oh, the guy from the show last week?
I think
A
he was
couple weeks ago?
on a good show last week.
Yeah.
Well, he threw me for a real loop when he showed us that half of the condos that are sitting on the market unsold were not these tiny little dog crate condos. I
Mm.
really thought that, that whole narrative out there that the tiny condos are the only things out there and that
Yeah.
it's just undesirable inventory that's out there. But
Yeah.
it's in fact, it's a part of the story, TK. And
Yeah.
if you read my Substack articles, which I don't know if you actually do, but if you read my
Sometimes.
newsletters that come out
Yeah.
twice a week, TK,
Yeah.
you'll see I did an article on this because I think it's an important thing to realize that the problem is not just that there's tiny little shitty condos nobody wants. Nobody wants any condos. Okay.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
very few people want any condos at all. And like I said before, like it's the driver. I don't care what you say. It is still the driver of the economy right now. And this is just bad because like what's the unemployment level at right now? Where are we at?
7%
No, it's not only 7%. What's that?
in
Canada wide?
Canada. Yeah.
Fuck Canada. How much is it where it matters here? It's like 12% or something, right? Some crazy number. That's going to get really high. I don't know. I can't even imagine 12% not having a job. And that's
Mhm.
low. That's a fake number. That's like some fucking number they came up with. Like
Hmm.
most of these people don't have jobs, right? People are walking around like, and even if they have jobs, they're not like jobs, right? They're like some gig work or some whatever weird thing or something online or, they got who knows, a Shopify store, or who knows what they're doing,
Mm.
right? Like who knows what people are doing?
Yeah.
How many cash gigs are there out there for God's sakes, right? How many guys are specifically like I can only work for cash? There must be so many right now.
I wish I was one of them.
Oh my God.
Right, imagine if you had a wicked business and it was all cash.
Oh,
You're not reporting that stuff. No way you are. You're just
oh my
like,
God.
I make
Bakery,
30 grand a year.
right? No
But
credit
we got
card,
we got
no
a bakery for
ATM.
sale right now that does like 300, 400K net income
Yeah,
before
but can they
tax.
prove it?
Yeah, that's their EBITDA.
That's their actual on the books numbers?
Yeah.
Well, they're running an actual business. Like a lot of these bakeries, they're in place to do those kind of shenanigans, right?
Yeah.
Like, God, can you imagine? Like, oh, and these places that are like, we don't accept debit, we don't accept credit. Then they make more money by putting an ATM in the corner that charges you $8 to take out money,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's a business and a half those things. And
Yeah.
like, imagine you had a business that you only had to do like half of the revenue to
Yeah.
be successful, right?
Yeah.
Like your bakery could do half of what that guy does because you're not really paying all the taxes,
Yeah.
right? Or whatever, a fraction of what that guy can do, right? And live the same fucking life, right? What a beautiful thing that must be. That's why people move out of here because
Mm.
they can have the same job, the same goddamn thing, better house, better weather, right?
Yeah.
And work half as fucking hard,
Yeah.
right? That sounds great.
Yeah.
That's why guys go on. I got so many guys I'm talking to right now from Costa fucking Rica. It's crazy.
What's in Costa Rica?
Apparently, it's like
Canadians?
I got three people right now that I know
Yeah.
for a fact
Yeah.
are Canadians that moved to Costa Rica. One
Yeah.
we had on the show, that Dave guy. Do you remember the
The
Nutra?
Ecuadorian
Or
guy.
maybe he's in Ecuador, actually.
Yeah.
Right. He's
Okay.
in Ecuador. Although I
Okay.
feel like he just sent me a message saying he's in Costa Rica, but Vitali just went to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And then this new guy, oh God, I got to tell you about this new startup I just got started on in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
But this guy was a realtor from London, Ontario, moved to Costa Rica, sold his brokerage, moved to Costa Rica, and wow, you got to see. Oh, I got to show you something crazy. It's going to
Well,
be
I'm excited now to
super
hear
cool.
about the guy who sent you the email. So let's wrap this up. Today's
What time is
episode
it? I think we're
of
I think we're
Under the
short.
Table.
We're short. Can't cut
Oh, we're
it.
good.
No,
We're good.
no, we didn't start on time.
We're good.
I think we're short.
Today's episode of Under the Table is sponsored by
Shrubs.me and getleo.com.
guys. If you want to book a call with me, there's a link below to my calendar. Book a 15-minute call. Happy to talk about anything real estate related or under the table topics. Totally up to you. Reach out. Darryl, today's episode
Was
was a winner.
fantastic.
The winner.
A winner because we didn't have a guest dragging down the show, TK. We could
Sometimes
talk.
the guests get in the way, you know. They don't want to talk about the moon. They don't want to talk about robot taxis. They don't want to talk about
They do.
drunk drivers.
They just
Guys,
don't
watch
want
out
to
for
do
drunk
it here.
drivers out there, okay? Be careful.
Take a robo taxi with a guy in it, for God's sakes.
This shit is taking 5 years.